Hello, and today we'll be talking about the change of state in matter. Matter is always changing state. Look at the two pictures of pyramid in Egypt. The picture on the left was taken on a sunny summer morning. In this picture, the sky is perfectly clear. The picture on the right was taken just a few hours later. In this picture, there are clouds in the sky. The cloud consists of tiny droplets of liquid water. Where did the water come from? It was there all along in the form of invisible water vapor. What are changes of state? Changes of state are physical changes. Matter, there are reversible changes that do not evolve in matter's chemical makeup or chemical properties. Common changes of states including melting, freezing, sublimation, depositing, condensation, and vaporization. What is the relation between energy, temperature, change of state? Energy is always involved in change of state. Matter as it loses or absorbs energy when they change from one state to another. For example, when matter changes from a liquid to a solid, it loses energy. The opposite happens when matter changes from a solid to a liquid. From a solid change to a liquid, matter must absorb energy from its surroundings. The amount of energy in matter can be measured with a thermometer. That's because the thermometer measures temperature, and temperature is the average kinetic energy of the particle of matter. What are changes between liquid and solid? Think about how you can make ice cubes in a tray. First, you fill the tray with water from a tap. Then we'll place the tray in the freezer compartment or refrigerator. The freezer is very cold. What happens next? When it's freezing, the warmer water in the tray loses heat. The colder air in the freezer, the water cools until its particles no longer have enough energy to slide past each other. Instead, they remain fixed in place, locked in place by the force of attraction between them. Liquid and water have changed to solid ice. The process in which a liquid changes to a solid is called freezing. Temperature at which a liquid changes to a solid is a freezing point. Freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit Celsius. Other types of matter may have higher or lower freezing point. For example, the freezing point of iron is 1535 Celsius degrees. The freezing point of oxygen is minus 219 Celsius degrees. What is melting? If you took ice cube out of a freezer, left them in a warm room, the ice would absorb energy from the warmer air around it. The energy would allow the particle of frozen water to overcome some of the force fractions holding them together. They would be able to slip out of the fixed position they held as ice. This way, the solid ice would turn to liquid water. The process in which a solid changes to a liquid is called melting. The melting point is the temperature at which a solid changes to a liquid. For a given type of matter, melting point is the same as the freezing point. What is the melting point of the ice? What are changes between liquids and gases? If you fill a pot with cool type of water, place the pot on a hot stove top, the water heats up, heat energy travels from the stove top to the pot, and the water absorbs the energy from the pot. What happens to the water next? What is vaporization? If the water gets hot enough, it starts to boil. Bubbles of water vapor from boiling water. This happens at particle of a liquid. Water gains enough energy to completely overcome the force of attraction between them and change to the gaseous state. The bubbles rise through the water and escape from the pot as a stream. This process is in which liquid boils change to gas is called vaporization. Temperature at which a liquid boils is a boiling point. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, 212 Fahrenheit Celsius. Other type of matter may have higher, lower boiling point. For example, the boiling point of table salt is 1413 Celsius degrees. boiling point. Nitrogen is minus 196 Celsius degrees. What is evaporation? Liquid can also change to a gas without boiling. This process is called evaporation. The crystalline particle at the exposed surface of a liquid absorbs just enough energy to pull away from the liquid and escape into the air. This happens faster at warmer temperatures. From a puddle during a rain shower. The puddle will eventually evaporate. It will evaporate faster if the sun comes out, heats the water, than if the sky remains cloudy. If you take a hot shower in a closed bathroom, the mirror is likely to fog up. The fog consists of tiny droplets of water that form on the cool surface of the mirror. Why does this happen? Some of the hot water from the shower evaporates, so the air in the bathroom contains a lot of water vapor. When the water vapor contacts cooler surfaces, such as the mirror, it cools and loses energy. The cooler water particle no longer have enough energy to overcome the forces of attraction between them. They come together and form droplets of liquid water. The process in which a gas changes to liquid is called a condensation. A gas condenses when it's cooled below its boiling point. At what temperature does water vapor condense? What are the changes between solids and gases? Solids that change to gas generally first pass through the liquid state. However, sometimes solids change directly to gases and skip the liquid state. The reverse can also occur. Sometimes gases change directly to solids. What is sublimation? The process in which a solid changes directly to a gas is called sublimation. It occurs when the particle of a solid absorbs enough energy to completely overcome the force of attraction between them. Dry solid carbon dioxide, CO2, is the example of solid that undergoes sublimation. Dry ice can change directly to carbon dioxide gas. Sometimes snow undergoes sublimation as well. This is most likely to occur on sunny winter days when the air is very dry. What gas does snow become? What is deposition? The opposite of sublimation is deposition. This is a process in which a gas changes directly to a solid without going through the liquid state. It occurs when a gas particle becomes very cold. For example, when water vapor in the air contacts a very cold window or plane, the water vapor may change to tiny ice crystals on the glass. The ice crystals are called frost. I make a summary. The changes of state are physical changes. They occur when matter absorbs or loses energy, or a process in which matter changes between liquid and solid states are freezing and melting. Processes in which matter changes between liquid and gaseous states are vaporization, evaporation, and condensation. Process in which matter changes between solid and gaseous states are sublimation, deposition. That's all for today. Thank you very much.